not going to see you all day Saturday. Autograph show. Card show. Good evening, fight fans. This is Chris Guzman with your weekly Thursday night injection of boxing talk, updates, and all-out arguments. This is your Bolo Punch Boxing Hour, brought to you by George Rogie Insurance. It is Thursday night, May the 1st, 2008. We are live from the Golden Leaf Captain's Lounge, 6 and 51 in Obert, the finest cigar shop this side of anywhere. It is Uno de Mayo.
Count down the Cinco de Mayo.
Countdown. This is Cinco de Mayo 24/7. We're going to talk the shit out of it for 4 days.
Yeah, we got Oscar. Fight this weekend.
Yes.
Fought last year, the same weekend. It was a little bit.
He fought Oscar, a little bit of a better opponent.
Come on, Stevie Forbes is.
Forbes is great. Yes.
He's a good setup opponent. Matt has a lot of the same skills as Mayweather. Not quite as defined.
2 arms, 2 legs, 2 gloves.
Well, he's quick and he fights kind of the same style, just not quite as good. So it's a good fight to line up for a Mayweather fight.
Okay. You're being much nicer than I was about this. What's going on with you, Emil Sotopabinsky Kegaban? Am I right? What's up with you?
Not much, man. Getting ready for the big golf tournament this weekend. Every Derby, day of Kentucky Derby, we have a big golf tournament here in town, and I'm in it every year, and that's this weekend. So I'm getting hyped up for that.
If only we had a golf show to really. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But it's a pretty good tournament. Plus the Derby too. I'll probably be watching. I'll watch that and probably bet on it even. Probably lose some money. But what else is new?
Well, anyone out there that would like to make some money, just bet Emil on a fight or a race or a game, and you'll probably come out all right.
The other thing is we ordered our tickets for.
And we are legal for Hall of Fame. We also have our credentials. So me, Emil Sotopabinsky Kegaban, and the fighting school teacher of DeMott, Indiana, Jimmy Holmes, will be down there in style at the autograph tent. Pardon me, at the interview tent. Did I say that? I just have autographs on the brain. Timmy, ask me how my day was.
Chris, how was your day?
No, mean it.
Chris, how was your day, buddy?
Awesome. Awesome. Because no one ever asked.
You sound like Napoleon Dynamite there for a second. Awesome.
Yes. The real autograph war in me came out in the last 24 hours. Yesterday, I met former U.S. President Jimmy Carter. I met him at the.
I thought you were going to say Hillary Clinton.
No, I did not meet Hillary Clinton. Not a former president. So good try.
A lot of people
swing and a miss in T-ball.
Well, a lot of people say that she did run the country while she was the first lady.
Michigan Avenue in downtown Chicago yesterday. Former President Jimmy Carter, but you do still call him Mr. President, was doing a book signing in Chicago, and I stood in line for 2 hours and got him to sign a couple books. And I thought that was going to be the end of my autograph war day, or weekend. And I get to school this morning. I'm reading the newspaper because that's what school teachers do. And I saw that Bill Clinton was going to be in Crown Point today. So I ran to Barnes & Noble after school and got the last copy of his biography and went and stood in line for 2 more hours and met Bill Clinton now. So I have met 2 former presidents in the last 24 hours. So yes, you can get my autograph after the show. Because somehow I'm going to...
He's got nothing on Lewinsky.
I'm going to assume what we need to do is get Bill Clinton to actually come to the cigar shop and get pictures taken with all of us. Because I think that alone, to make a personal appearance at a cigar shop, Timmy, tell me that's not just a beautiful idea.
Oh, that's hilarious. I love it. That's a great idea.
We got to talk to Tom Tagley. What would it take to get a couple thousand cigars with Monica Lewinsky's face on the label? Timmy, the producer, Patterson at the controls. Timmy, what's up with you?
Been kind of a boring week, man.
Is Chuck sleeping in the room? Go ahead.
I am now a homeowner, Chris.
A homo what?
Homeowner.
Oh, yeah.
How'd that work out? Where'd you get the house at?
It's in Hobart, right by Hobart Elk, 6-bedroom house.
Who the hell owns a 6-bedroom house? I can call a big closet that I own a bedroom
Yeah, I got
if
an
I want.
8x8 closet. I'm not going to call that a bedroom.
It is not a 6-bedroom house.
It
You're
is-
full of garbage.
It is a 6-bedroom, 2-bathroom house. I'm not bullshitting. It is a 6-bedroom house.
You're full of garbage.
It will host the Bolo Punch.
Just because you say it doesn't make it
You can't
true.
hang a curtain up in the middle of a room and call it a 2.
Yeah, my Maserati's sitting outside too. You want to?
What's that address, Tim?
That's so good. Yeah, give the address.
And the phone number.
The phone number is 219-743-9743.
Very interesting. Sounds just like our Bolo Punch.
It's also the Tackling Dummies hotline, too. It's pretty
Isn't that interessante?
That's the whole thing.
How can our listeners get in touch with us tonight, Timmy, if there are any?
Hit us up on the Yahoo Instant Messenger. It's 219-743. Hit us up on the Instant Messenger and I give oh, no, that's good stuff right there. The hotline is 219-743-9743. The Yahoo Instant Messenger is up and running, and Emil, your wife is on and listening, so you better behave yourself.
Remember,
Tell her the Culligan man's coming tomorrow. So.
tell her to leave the light on.
If you want to reach us on the Instant Messenger, it is keyword Bolo Punch Boxing Hour, and if you want to send us an email, it is bolopunchboxinghour@yahoo.com.
Amber, get that kid to bed right now, if you know what's good for you. Well, we are going to have, as well as Oscar De La Hoya taking on Stevie Forbes on Saturday night, May the 3rd, we are also going to have Jazzy Jeff Mayweather working one corner of Mr. Forbes, and we're going to have Floyd Mayweather Sr. working in the other corner. So, very interesting that you can't even have Floyd fight anymore. You can't even have Oscar fight anymore without the drama of the daddies and the uncles. The big, sad Mayweather family reunion.
Well, the whole Mayweather family has basically become the royal family of boxing. From Floyd to Floyd Sr. to Floyd Jr. and then on to Roger and
Jeff.
And Jeff now. I mean, they basically work corners of all the big names now and move it around. I was reading in Ring Magazine, they were saying Guns for Hire as trainers is out. They should have put, instead of saying your father as your corner man, they should have put a Mayweather as your corner man.
That's all it would take.
That's basically what's going on now. I mean, just yesterday, E.J. Smith had a Mayweather in his corner.
It doesn't take much. It doesn't take too much genius to know that Mayweathers win fights, one way or another. Whether they're putting the gloves on or they're putting the mitts on. Somehow, and Mayweather's going to manage to win a fight. And when Oscar did not have Floyd Sr. in his corner, he didn't win.
I don't know if
He could have Lou Ferrigno in his corner, he wasn't going to win.
Floyd Sr. thinks he has the ticket to beat his son, and he says, I trained the boy. I'm the one that taught him how to fight. I know how to beat him.
Oh, he said that before.
He's trying to sell himself for that $2 million ticket that he's trying to buy there.
Yeah.
Now, is he going to be in the corner for De La Hoya when De La Hoya takes on Mayweather this time? I don't know.
I bet he will this time.
I
Because Floyd totally dissed his daddy. And I think he's ready to just say, forget you. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do what it takes to beat you down. And he said it on 24/7. He said, or the build up to whatever it's called.
Yeah, this time it wasn't 24/7 for this fight.
Yeah.
It was just the, I don't know, it was a pre-show basically.
The countdown,
Countdown,
to
that's what it
whatever. It's all about how many hours of boxing talk can we watch.
Or how
You've
many-
got at least another hour in front of you if you're listening. That's all you need to worry about right now. Nate Campbell says that Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao would not last 12 rounds with him. I know, because he would knock your ass out in 3. And isn't it interesting that Paulie Spadafora, who we waited an entire year
This is terrific.
This is some great news, let me tell you. We waited a whole year for him to get through with all of his court proceedings and then his 13 months of prison. Still undefeated, former IBF lightweight champion of the world. We're talking about Paul Spadafora, the Pittsburgh kid.
The guy that sparred with Mayweather and beat him to a pulp.
Who did great stuff. I mean, he smacked around a lot of good guys. He really, really did. We waited a year and a half for him to actually make it back to the ring. He comes back, he wins, and then he violates his parole, and he's back in prison. Isn't that awesome? Oh, Paulie. What are you doing?
Boy, I'll hear it from you again in about 3 years.
Yeah, because they're going to double your sentence now. I hope I'm wrong. And this all gets straightened out. And the former girlfriend who you shot in the chest before, and that's why you were put in prison in the first place, I hope she forgives you and says that it was okay that you were just dropping off groceries or some crap like that. This might be the last show we ever do, by the way, because I'm going to be found in a body bag on the side of the road.
Spread 4 is going to send us Hitman.
You know what? If you can find me, come on down. My name's Chuck Gabriel.
Call the hotline. Call the hotline, 743.
Call the hotline. It's my cell phone. I'll give it up right now. It's my cell phone. Chuck Giampa, one of the judges from the Fan Man, Holyfield and Bo, as well as the bike fight, the nasty affair between Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield the second time they fought. Chuck Giampa is retiring as a pro judge. So I'd like to give him at least a 5 count because he's not dead, but he isn't going to be judging anymore. So ding, 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 ding. Was that 5? Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., 36-0-1, 29 of his big wins coming by way of knockout. Still undefeated, 154 division. He got a 9th round TKO over Tobias Giuseppe Loriga, who now has only 1 loss. He had 1 draw, but he is now 24-1-1 with 6 knockouts. That win is probably going to put him in line with Hector Camacho Jr. so that Chavez Jr. and Camacho Jr. can now fight.
Yeah, it's
Because, that's what's going to make the entire world make sense.
well, Chavez Jr. has been stepping up slowly. He basically had no amateur career. His amateur career was just basically training in the gym with when his dad was there.
So, go on.
And he never had any basically formal amateur career. And now he's stepping up. It took him a little longer to step up than most because he did it in the professional ranks instead of in the amateurs.
I agree. You made me laugh right as I was inhaling my cigar, and that sucked. Whoa.
I like these nub cigars, though.
Oh, you like the nose.
His wife is listening. Would you shut up? Vladimir Klitschko says that David Haye is crazy because David Haye has called out Vladimir Klitschko. Well, you don't move from light heavy straight to heavyweight and then call out the heavyweight champion. Even if you're David Haye. You got to be Roy to do that.
It works out for Pacquiao. He moves up to lightweight and just calls out David Diaz a champion.
David Archuleta?
David.
Problem is,
David Archuleta's going to be a champion too, buddy.
Joe in the house. Very, very, I don't know. It's different for Manny Pacquiao, who's been in the public eye for 5 years now, versus David Haye, who, come on now, we've known about him for 3 fights maybe?
Yeah.
Year and a half, 2 years?
He's looking at the heavyweight division and saying that's not very strong anyway.
He's saying it's weak. Good.
I'm going to be able to step
So
up.
get in that weak line. Don't jump to the front. I deal with children all day. All they do is cry when someone cuts. And I'm not saying slicing each other up. It's only the elementary school. They wait till middle school for
We
that.
did the football show already. We're not talking about OJ anymore.
No, he cut it. He cut it. That's all I get all day. As if the room's going to be different for that kid when he gets there. Balloons and confetti fall if you're the first one in that room. But
And you're saying that's what David Haye's doing.
I can't imagine why David Haye would. I mean, I watch. He's probably going to get a title shot within a year.
But if
He shouldn't. But
if he fights a couple of top heavyweights, he could get up there pretty quick.
name 2 top heavyweights that he would fight that it would be okay with you if he beat and then got a title shot at Klitschko.
Areola?
Okay. Sam Peter beat real guys, jumped through the real hoops that they set out and didn't get his shot for 2 years. And David Haye walks right in the door and says, all right, it's time, let's go.
He sees big money, and that's what Klitschko is going to see as well. That's why he's going to get moved straight to the front of the line.
He says, well, Klitschko, I'm quoting him now, he says, he has to have a couple good fights at heavy, and after that, who knows? If he continues to do well, then we might fight each other. Maybe Great Britain is going to have the next undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. but only after I retire. Very, very
He's
good.
gonna retire after he loses, huh?
You think David Haye can beat Big Vlad?
Vlad has a lot of holes. He has a couple. He has a couple great punches, and that's it. And if you can work yourself around those 2 punches, then you'd have a good chance to beat him.
Well, Lehman Brewster did it, but that's the last guy to do it. And then Brewster came back and got knocked out himself. So I don't know. It's easy for a fat guy like me to sit here with a cigar and a beer and say, all you got to do is get around that jab and that straight. Okay. Who can do it? No one's doing it. I know it's only 2 shots. No one is doing it right now.
But
Maybe it would take Vitali to do it.
They aren't gonna fight each
As
other.
I twist my evil mustache and hatch a plan.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
All right, well, let's take our first break of the night. We'll come right back. We'll talk about all the fights that got us through the week. This is your Bolo Punch Boxing Hour, brought to you by George Rogie Insurance. www.hssp.cc, sportsjuice.com.